Are you an introvert? Do you hate everybody? I mean, do you value your own free time? Well, fear not, because I too fall under the introverted umbrella, and they are my routines to help you recharge and go back out on Zoom and talk to people again. So, my very first tip is a very obvious one, namely reading. But it is, in my opinion, one of the best habits that you can have, and a perfect way to let your brain kind of rest from this overstimulation of our online lives. Reading is itself a very natural way to let your brain de-stress before bed, and I actually read a research article that showed that people who read more than 3.5 hours a week actually live longer. So if you just add half an hour every day for reading, you can increase your life expectancy. I could honestly talk on endlessly about the benefits of reading. It improves your memory, concentration, and even analytical skills. So now you have even more reasons to reread Harry Potter before going to sleep. You're welcome. So the second habit that I want to talk about is journaling. And journaling has similar benefits as reading, such as de-stressing your brain and improving your cognitive abilities like memory, and it can actually make you more creative. But more importantly is that when you are an introvert, you're often quite introspective, and it's then even more beneficial to write down your thoughts to get some sort of clarity in your life. Sadly, I don't really like journaling. I think it's quite boring. That is why I'm very grateful for the habit that I learned in this book, Storyworthy by Matthew Dix, where he talks about something called the homework for life. And he says that you should, at the end of the day, ask yourself, if I had to tell a story about something that happened today, what would I tell people? I think this makes journaling a lot more fun because it gives you an opportunity to think back about your day and what was good about it. So I have now tried to get into the habit of writing in my journal several evenings, because it's very fun to look back on like 10 years from now, what you were thinking, what music you were listening to. Another very fun thing that you can do is to practice a hobby. So this is probably quite obvious if you already have a hobby that you are actively doing every evening, and if that is the case, then I invite you to try and find a new hobby that you enjoy. For example, for many years now, my evening hobby has kind of been to play violin, but because I recently broke my hand, I've not been able to do so, so instead I've had to pick up the guitar and try to learn a couple of songs, or practice piano, or read a bit more. I really like this one because, in my opinion, just having a hobby is something which makes your life a lot more fun and increases your overall happiness. Next one is research something. There is just something so comforting about finding a random topic and falling into this rabbit hole of Google searches, find all the information about this thing. Recently, I've been trying to learn the Russian alphabet as well as a new programming language for me, which is C++. And this is just something that I do because I find it enjoyable and it makes me very happy. And you never know, sometimes something that you just research for yourself can end up helping you later in life. This is literally why I can't really schedule in a lot of work time in the evening, because there's always a big chance that I'll start thinking about, I don't know, Nordic mythology or something and spend 2 hours researching Thor and Freya. Okay, so we're currently at routine number 5, which is exercise. Now, this is something that I usually do before dinner because I know that it's something that makes you more productive overall and keep you mentally sane. And even if I don't have time, I still try to do a very quick kind of yoga flow because I find it very calming and centering. And if you're not living in Sweden, where it's currently minus like 10 degrees in the evening, I would suggest that you go for a quick evening walk to clear your head. So routine number 6 is something that I desperately wish that I was better at, and it's cleaning / clearing out your closet. I have a slight problem with my room always being messy because I just put cleaning my room at the bottom of my priority list. To combat this problem, what I do is that I try to set a 10-minute timer and clean as much as I can within those 10 minutes, because then it sort of becomes a challenge and a bit more fun. And if I don't feel like cleaning, I kind of just look through my closet and try to find clothes that I don't like anymore and can give away in another desperate attempt to become a minimalist. Okay, so routine number 7 is a sort of quick fix to de-stressing and feeling a bit more excited about life, and that is planning out your week. So often when I feel stressed and I have a lot of things to do, I try to write them down in a sort of to-do list for the week, because once they are on paper or on the computer screen, I realize that it's not that big of a deal and it seems a lot more manageable. And alongside that, I also try to create kind of excitement points, if that makes sense, where I just write out things that I can look forward to, like going on a trip to the forest or having a Zoom meeting with a friend. The last point is Netflix and chill, and no, I don't mean coitus. What I mean is that a lot of these tips are still somewhat productive, and I want you to know that if you are tired from work or university, you can just put on a movie or a Netflix show and chill out a little and not think about anything important at all. And those were all the routines that I wanted to talk about. Could probably go on for longer, but I think that this is a very nice selection of routines that you can do. But if you watched this far and you have any other tips, please let us know in the comments. Otherwise, you will see me be awkward next week as well, so bye.